One of the funniest parts of the movies, though, is when they always, like, you know, hit their little chests.
Yeah.
Nunchucks. That's new.
Damn, that's a good list. Weaknesses, heat, sun, and sand. How is this guy a character in an adventure game?
And their little weaknesses and strengths. But
Yeah.
wait. Baby smolder? Fair enough. Wait, it's dating Karen Gillan is one of your strengths?
That's how the baby smolder.
And your weakness? Coconut water? You want to explain that?
No.
Okay.
It's horrible. That's all there is to explain.
Really funny.
I guess this is not a spoiler-free.
No, very much not spoiler free. You just wait for all of the details we're about to drop. It's going to change your life.
All of them. What's up, everyone? It's Warren.
And it's Chris.
And we saw Jumanji, The Next Level?
The Next Level.
Last night.
Yeah, we saw it. We promise. Last night we saw Jumanji Next Level. Just came out. Huge cast list. It's a sequel of a reboot of the original Jumanji. Rest be its name. And
Reboot of the original Jumanji. It was good.
I can say, I mean, we'll go back to the first reboot. Just Jumanji.
With The Rock.
Yeah, the first
right,
reboot.
Right.
When that first came out, I saw the trailer for it. I was extremely worried. I am very, very nervous about reboots.
They're tricky.
And especially
tricky.
with like something like Jumanji, which as a child was
Right.
one of my favorites. So they're like, oh, hey, we're going to reboot this Robin Williams movie. And I'm like, even with the cast, I was nervous. I went and watched it. Very well done.
Yeah.
Very, very
First one,
well done.
yeah.
They paid a proper respect to the original movie.
Right.
And it was so funny and it was very involving for the people watching the movie. So happy about that. Fast forward to now, second trailer comes out for the next level. Jumanji 2 with The Rock and all of them.
Right.
I'm even more excited for this one.
Adding two great new characters. Danny DeVito was hilarious.
Danny DeVito did such a good job.
Wait. No, The Rock did.
No, Danny DeVito.
Both.
I think I'll say The Rock did such a good job talking like Danny DeVito.
Right, that's what I mean.
And then
like,
Danny DeVito, I mean, his presence is so huge. You put Danny DeVito at this point in any movie.
Yeah.
And I said to you while the movie was going, whenever I heard his voice, every time I hear him, all I think about is Hercules.
Right, yeah.
But no, absolutely huge presence from Danny DeVito. Excellent job on The Rock doing his voice.
Yeah, really, The Rock.
It was amazing.
Kudos, really.
Kudos to The Rock.
That was awesome.
Since we're on the topic, we talk about that cast list. You had Kevin Hart. You have Jack Black. You have Karen Gillan. You have The Rock. You have Danny DeVito. It's such a huge cast list. It's kind of hard to make a decision on who was your big, huge star, who really stuck out the most for the movie.
No, mine's easy.
All right.
You already know.
What is
I
it?
said it a million times during the movie. Karen Gillan's my favorite. She's like my favorite, like in everything. I love her.
This was Warren. Karen.
Literally the whole movie.
The whole movie.
I don't even know. She's awesome as an actress. She's amazing. She's an amazing actress. Her ability to play Nebula in Endgame was absolutely incredible. But all the other movies that she's done too, absolutely fantastic. And it's funny because she has like a really, really thick Scottish accent. You can never tell.
Gone.
And I'm my family's from Scotland, so we have a connection there. So.
I'm actually a huge fan of The Rock.
Oh, I love The Rock.
I'm gonna throw that out. I'm a huge fan of The Rock. If there's a movie with The Rock in it, whether it's like Skyscraper, which is just like a movie of a guy jumping through a building that's falling down, or San Andreas, which is a movie of a guy flying a helicopter, I'll go watch it just because I like The Rock. He does some really good movies. He also does some movies that are just like, hey, let's throw The Rock in it and make it a movie.
It's almost like his agent comes to him.
He's like,
you
hey,
want to do this?
Yes. I got 3 days. Let's go.
Yes.
Exactly. And I'm a huge fan of him. This was one of the movies that he's put a lot of effort into.
Yeah.
And the Rock, Kevin Hart, like Pitt and Pat, it's so funny to watch.
They get along so well together.
But for me, when I was watching, the guy that stood out the most as probably the actor that for me made the jokes funny was actually Jack Black.
Yeah, actually,
he was
Jack Black.
So funny in this movie.
Yeah.
It cracked me up every time he had something to say.
I missed you so much. Oh my God, you guys, hi.
Bethany?
You guys, we're back in Jumanji.
And then the aspect they did in this one where they switched the characters.
Yeah.
Where they were like, oh, they started off and then they started off as something else.
Right.
It's like, man, I enjoyed that a lot too.
No, Jack Black did a really, really good job, especially with the character change. Like he said, his ability to go from
Big black guy.
Big black guy to the blonde
to
girl.
blonde.
Who's like totally like awesome.
Oh my gosh, guys!
It's
I'm so happy to be
good.
back.
And I've been a fan of Jack Black for he's been acting for a long time. He's
Oh,
been in
man.
Tenacious D, that band. I love Tenacious D. Oh my gosh, been such a long road with Jack Black. I feel like he did an amazing job, like absolutely incredible job.
I will say, and it was, and I'll throw it because it was such a big cast list. Some people kind of got lost. Other than his little quarrels with The Rock, Kevin Hart did have a quieter role, I think, in this movie.
He did have a
Didn't
much
really
more quiet
show up,
role.
but
Yeah.
there's so many people with so
Yeah.
many different roles, and he was playing kind of a slower, older character.
He was, and that was the thing. That was like his character's role.
Lose myself.
So Kevin Hart's role was much quieter because for the most of the movie he was playing Danny Glover's character and like very talking slow the whole entire time.
He's like, I think that this ostrich is.
Yeah,
so
the whole entire time. So it's funny. Like he has funny parts, but
kind of withered away.
his role wasn't as big as it was in the first one.
Okay.
But still served a very specific purpose. It's like no hate on him or whatsoever. It's just other roles stood out a little bit more than his role.
So, I think we've hit the cast. We've talked about their roles, and like we said, huge cast. They all did an excellent job. You could really tell they were all having a lot of fun doing the movie, which is always good.
Yeah.
But, and I'll say this, while we're sitting there watching the movie, about every 15 minutes or so, Warren would whisper over in my ear and goes, "This is what's about to happen." So I will say, and I, in my own mind, kind of had the same thoughts. It's a very predictable plot. I mean, it's a Rock movie. It's a Kevin Hart movie. It's a comedy. So you kind of know, like, oh, that person's about to die,
Right, this is the
or
direction
oh, this is
it's
going to
gonna
turn
go.
out this way. I mean, there were like a couple twists, and like, oh, I didn't see that coming, but nothing like crazy big. At the end of the day, the good guys win and they go home.
Right, no
So-
one dies. And Danny Glover's character staying at the end. Knew that was gonna happen.
I didn't know it
Knew
was going to
that-
be him. I'll say I thought it was going to be somebody. Like, I thought it was either going to be
Right,
like
Danny DeVito,
The
yeah.
Rock and Karen Gillan decide to stay, or Danny DeVito. I think I probably myself should have saw that coming, but
I thought it was either Danny DeVito or Danny Glover.
once we found out that
He was sick.
yeah,
which
that he was
I
sick,
called too. Like before it happened,
yeah,
I
it's
was
like I
yeah,
bet
it's
he's
canceled.
dying. But I was like, and then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay, and it's like, oh, it was pretty emotional. Danny DeVito just
It
reconnected
was a
his
good
friendship.
scene.
It was a very,
Yeah,
very
it was
well
a good
done
scene.
scene. Absolutely. So that was something that was nice to see, but pretty standard plot. They go back in the game, they win the game, they come out.
Yeah, and I almost like for movies like these, it's not even about the plot. It's like about the one-liners.
Would you look at me? I haven't looked like this since.
Never. You look like this never.
Yeah, the
Right, because
comedy.
it's a comedy.
Just
right?
Jack Black. It's The Rock fighting Kevin
Right,
Hart.
it's all these funny people in the same
just playing a video
movie,
game.
just playing a game. It's just kind of like, okay, they're gonna beat the video game. Maybe somebody dies, probably not, but it's everything that happens in between, right? Like I don't care about the villain. The villain almost serves no purpose in the movie, besides the fact
Although
that
for-
hey, they're in the game and they
although-
have to beat the villain.
Although shout out to Game of Thrones, I love you so much. But there was another funny scene with Fridge's character as Jack Black,
Yeah,
and then Karen Gillan as the Killer of Men when they go and get the fruit.
that's herself.
And then they
Oh, the fruit
switch.
scene, yeah.
And then he's like, I want to do it. And he goes. See, it's stuff like that that's like,
Right.
it's just funny and they added in. And it was very well written. Like, I had seen all the trailers, but there was
Right.
still a lot of jokes to be given.
Oh, yeah,
After, like,
absolutely.
sometimes you watch the trailer just like, that's the funny part
That's
of the
the
movie.
movie.
Enjoy.
Right.
Then you
No,
go.
that's
But there
not
were
what
so
happened.
many funny quick
Yeah.
bits. I mean, they brought Nick Jonas back. They
Yep.
brought, and it was
In a
was
good
well
way,
done.
too.
No, yeah, it was
In a
like,
good way, yeah.
I'm back, and
Right.
he did a wonderful job too.
Yeah, Aquafina did a really good job actually. Her when Danny DeVito went inside of her, she did a really good job at playing Danny DeVito.
No,
Aquafina
yeah.
did a great
No,
job.
I was like,
Yeah.
but she sounded just like
She
him.
sounded just
It was-
like Danny DeVito.
Oh man, all of them.
Like-
Every time they switched, they did somebody different.
yeah,
Their voices
the
were
cast killed it.
Are we in Florida?
Oh my God.
Wait. We're in the wrong body! My joints feel like butter.
The
cast killed it.
So good.
Yeah.
But
So overall, it was I really enjoyed it. It's a really funny movie. Again, like with the plot, I don't care too much because to me, it's about the jokes.
I went on Twitter after we watched it and I said I give Jumanji a 7.9.
What is Twitter?
You know what Twitter is. but I gave it a 7.9, and I think I stick by that. It was really funny. The one-liners were good. I laughed a bunch of times. There were a few emotional scenes that I got into.
Yeah.
I give it a nice 7.9. I mean, it's no Avengers Endgame. It's no, these amazing movies, but it was definitely worth watching. 100% recommend going and watch it. Real quick, let's talk about the end credit scene.
Right,
And I'm watching this movie, and I was like, wait, is this a Marvel movie? There's more? I'm watching the movie thinking to myself, you know what? I'm good with 2.
Oh yeah,
because I don't want them going back in the game and doing it again. It'll get a little old.
Right.
And then here comes my man Winston.
Winston.
He comes to showing down. He's the guy that in the beginning they're talking about fixing the radiator.
Right.
And he goes down, and I'm thinking to myself, they're gonna do another one.
Right.
And I was like, well, maybe it'll be a new cast. He's a pretty big actor to just pull in for an end credit scene.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you see a bunch of ostriches running across the middle of the
So it's like the original Jumanji now. The game comes out. You don't go in the game.
That's
the game
exciting.
comes out. And that's a really smart idea because it's a big successful franchise already. The cast is amazing. Everybody likes to see the movies. So it's like they're not going to stop. But you don't want to get old.
Exactly. And that was the exact thought I was having. I was like, I don't really want to watch another. I love the cast. I loved the movie. But a third would be a little stale. And they did such a good job of at least hinting, with this little cliffhanger.
Right.
There's going to be a third, and it's going to be different, so you better come.
It's going to be different, but it's going to be like the original.
Same.
Right.
Different, but the same.
Different, but still same.
I very much enjoyed the movie. I would recommend all of you guys to go give it a look, especially if you enjoy that cast, if you enjoy the quick little quibbits and the fights
it was really
and the
good.
funny moments.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have seen it, what you thought down below in the comments. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'm Chris.
I'm Warren.
And this has been Cosmic Culture.